My 2026 goal, I know it's big, I know it's lofty, but I want to pass the official Raiders YouTube channel. I want to be the number one Raiders channel on YouTube, and I take a lot of pride in what I do. And I don't mean this lightly. I think we run laps around the official channel. So to help grow our family, to help grow this community, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and let's pass the Raiders. Coming up today here on the Raiders Report, the Silver and Black trading for Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson this offseason isn't impossible. Quite frankly, I actually think it's something that the Raiders need to entertain the idea, because if it was up to me, you're either looking at Fernando Mendoza or you're looking at Lamar Jackson. And if you have the number one overall pick, I think either of those two options better be freaking possible. If you're talking to me and you're going, Mitch, why the hell are we talking about Lamar? And probably you're not following along what's going on in the NFL right now. Because you know I like that saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. And there's a lot of smoke right now around the Baltimore Ravens potentially moving on from their star quarterback. Because the Ravens, they're in a rock and a hard place right now. There are tons and tons of rumors around Baltimore moving on from Lamar. The other day I heard John Harbaugh sitting up there at the podium, and it was asked about his relationship with Lamar. And he said, we're doing great right now. I asked our Ravens host, Joey, and I go, do you buy into this? And he goes, no, they're right now not getting along at all. The other reason why I'm talking about it, it's because when the Raiders get linked to somebody like Jackson, I'm going to discuss it here on this show. I love a good rumor, but I also love rumors because it's a little bit of a puzzle. And when you see it, this program, and when you get done watching today's show, I'm actually pretty confident you're going to sit up here and go, yeah, there's a chance the Raiders could trade for Lamar Jackson. Here is a statement that was made over the weekend, and I had a bunch of people send this to me. Please forgive me, I did not make a show on this because I was trying to enjoy my holiday with my wife and her family. But the Ravens should look at possible trades, which could net them 2 or 3 first-round picks. Jackson would love to play in Miami. It's where he grew up, where quarterback Tua Tagovailoa is no longer the starter, or possibly Las Vegas, where Brady, a partial owner of the Raiders, has shown a fondness for him. Baltimore should also draft a young quarterback in the early round. So this is from one of the top insiders. It's basically The Athletic for the Baltimore Ravens, and this is one of their top guys out there. So if he's putting this out there, it's because he's hearing some rumors around it. What I love about this show is you get to make the call. I always want to be able to give you a voice. That's why you should subscribe to the Raiders Report. It's why I want to pass the official Raiders YouTube channel. We're going to give you a voice here. They won't. Trade or pass. Should the Raiders trade for Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson? My answer is coming up here after this YouTube ad break. If you're the Raiders, you got to think about it. With all due respect to the nation out there, if you're a Raiders fan and you say, no, I'm not interested in Lamar Jackson, that just absolutely blows my mind. He would be right now the greatest Raiders quarterback that this organization has ever had. No disrespect to DC, Daryl LaMonica, Ken Stabler, Brian Flores, Rich Gannon. No disrespect to those guys. Tom Flores, excuse me. He would be the greatest Raiders quarterback of all time. The reason why I'm not saying you got to do it, it's because whoever you decide to bring in as your head coach, that head coach better say, my quarterback plan is either A, draft Fernando Mendoza, or B, I'm going to go out and I'm going to trade for Lamar Jackson. And if you decide to trade for Lamar, you take that number one pick, you trade back, and you do everything in your power to build around Jackson because he's an incredible talent. You know it. I know he's an incredible talent. He's a 2-time NFL MVP. And I know I'm screaming and yelling a lot here, but I mean it when I say it. You don't get second opportunities like this. We had an opportunity to go get him in 2023. What did he do the following year? Went out one of the NFL MVP. What did he do the year after that? Threw for 41 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson is an alien. Lamar Jackson is the top 5 NFL talent. And if you have the opportunity for him, you go out and you try to get that guy. Coming up here on today's show, I'm going to tell you, and there's a lot of reasons why I would go out and trade for Jackson. Before I do that, a quick word from our sponsor, Polymarket. It's time to challenge the status quo. Polymarket is now live to help you do so. You can be part of the revolutionary alternative to Sportsbook with our special invite code. Download Polymarket's new app now via the link in the description and comments to unlock exclusive early access and a free $10 in your account with the invite code chat. Polymarket is a prediction marketplace and lets you make trades on the outcomes of sporting events. As you can see right over here on screen, you can even buy and sell within a game with live trading. Polymarket has the lowest fees ever. You can trade against other people, not the platform. You can cash out anytime and react to momentum swings within the game. You are in control. It's legal and available nationwide in all 50 states on their iOS app now. For this week's Raiders game, Polymarket is giving Las Vegas a 30% chance to win. That makes sense. The Raiders have lost 10 straight games and currently have the number 1 overall pick in the draft. So, I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. $10 free is waiting for you. No card, no deposit, nothing. Download the app with our exclusive code CHAT at chatsports.com/Polymarket for exclusive early access and $10 free. Let's talk about why the Raiders could trade for Lamar Jackson. And while I was looking and I saw a lot of y'all saying I want a young quarterback, Lamar Jackson, y'all, makes this team an instant contender. An instant contender, and he's only 28 years old. For anybody out there that says Lamar Jackson's too old, 28 years old is literally the prime of his career, and he's got many, many years ahead of him. And if I don't know how you don't think that. But going out and getting Jackson makes the silver and black, and it's the contender. And I mean that. Like, I think if you had Lamar Jackson on this current Raiders team, you are an 8 to 9 win team. You're fighting for a potential playoff spot. But to me, you don't get many players that grow on trees that are like Jackson, that you enter them on your team, a 2-time NFL MVP in 2019 and 2024, like a run-first offense with Jackson, with Ashton Genty, with Brock Bowers. It could really, truly make this team elite on top of the fact that you're going to be able to go out and invest in your offensive line this offseason. That is a recipe for success. It is a defensive coordinator's nightmare to pair Lamar Jackson, Brock Bowers, and Ashton Genty. If you don't get a little bit of a tingle from that, again, check your pulse. Look at these numbers. If you're going to tell me Lamar can't throw the football, dude just threw for 41 touchdowns last season and over 4,000 yards. Dude threw for 36 touchdowns his second year in the NFL. But obviously, it's not only what he's able to do as a passer, it's also what he's able to do with his legs. I mean, you're looking at the quarterback that has rushed for more yards in his career than any quarterback alive. There are only 2 quarterbacks in NFL history with over 6,000 rushing yards, Lamar Jackson and Michael Vick. Lamar is the greatest, most athletic quarterback that I think that the NFL has ever seen. He is a Ferrari. Has he had some injuries? Sure. But you know who's had more injuries than Lamar Jackson over the past 3 years? Maxx Crosby. And if we're going to sit up here and talk about XYZ, Lamar Jackson makes this team unbelievable. Now, here was a little bit of a rough sketch. A rough sketch of a team that I actually think the Silver and Black could put together in one offseason. You could have Colt Miller at your left tackle. He's under your roster. Jackson Powers-Johnson, put him at left guard. The top interior offensive lineman on the open market is Tyler Linderbaum, which, that's funny. He's actually been playing with Lamar Jackson over the past few seasons in Baltimore. You got enough money to go out and get a guy like Elijah Vera Tucker. Or if you want to go cheaper, you can put Caleb Rogers there. Right tackle Charles Grant. I've watched Charles Grant eat people alive. The fact that this coaching staff still playing Stone Forsythe over him is the epitome of why Pete Carroll needs to hang it up. But you look at that offensive line with Lamar Jackson, with a running back like Ashton Genty, 2 good enough receivers in Trey Tucker and Jack Besh, and then 2 tight end sets, a little 12 personnel with Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer. This is a top 10 offense in the NFL. It might even be top 5 with Lamar Jackson. Let's go to the next reason why the Raiders could do it. Tom Brady loves him. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Tom Brady loves him. And if you think that that's a crazy statement, he's Lamar freaking Jackson. If you're an NFL head coach, offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, former quarterback, NFL owner, and you're not infatuated with Lamar, I actually really don't want you making decisions for my football team. But the fact that Brady has shown interest in him before, the fact that Brady was mentioned by name in the report from The Athletic, that means a lot. Lamar was also linked to the Raiders back in 2023. But because we had just an idiot at head coach in Josh McDaniels, and he was so ho-hum on frickin' Jimmy Garoppolo, we didn't do anything at the quarterback position. The other reason why I think Lamar is very interesting is, again, I'm not sitting up here saying the Raiders are going to hire Jesse Minter, but Jesse Minter has been the number one name that my sources have told me about. So if my sources are telling me Minter, and Minter has worked with Lamar and already has a relationship with Lamar from that Harbaugh tree, and Harbaugh matters to Mark Davis, we have to be able to sit back here and go, yeah, that is really important. And yeah, that does matter. Now, people are always going to tell me, oh, he hasn't got it done in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson has also had to deal with Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. That's a really tough slate on top of the fact of a guy like Josh Allen. Let's go to the next reason here why the Raiders could go out and trade for Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson. Discount. I'm somebody that loves a discount. You tell me I get free, I'm all about it. Obviously, I'm not saying Lamar Jackson's going to be free, but I do think you're going to have an opportunity to get Lamar at a discounted rate. Here's what The Athletic had to say on Lamar's relationship with Baltimore. Coach John Harbaugh's 18th season with Baltimore could be with his 13th in a row without a Super Bowl appearance. Despite having Jackson, a two-time MVP, in his prime for the last 7, that clock is ticking, much as it was for his mentor, Andy Reid in Philadelphia a dozen years ago. As for Jackson, he's under contract through 2027. But a prominent NFL agent said Sunday what more people are thinking. The biggest story of the offseason is going to be Lamar. That is going to be crazy. When agents start throwing out talk like that, where there's smoke, there's fire, and an agent doing that, he's trying to drum up interest in his client. He's trying to drum up interest in Lamar Jackson, and there's going to be a lot of interest in Lamar. But the other reason why I think it could be a discounted trade, if the Ravens, Harbaugh, and Lamar are not getting along, that lowers the price a little bit. I don't know how much it lowers the price, but let's say a very happy Lamar Jackson on the Baltimore Ravens, you want to trade for him? I think you're looking at 4 or 5 first-round picks, man. It's like so much that it's like, how much does a unicorn cost? I don't know how much a unicorn costs. Lamar Jackson is a unicorn, and if he's not happy and they know that they're not happy in that situation, the price tag goes down. Also, not many NFL teams can afford Lamar's contract. He is a salary cap hit. It's a big number, $74.5 million in 2026 and 2027. But I want to also be very clear. The reason why Maxx Crosby did his contract the way that he did it, he front-loaded it, made it a lot more flexible over the back half of the season, is so the Raiders could go out and make more deals like this. If you're the Raiders and you make this trade for Lamar Jackson, you instantly give him a 3-year extension, 5-year contract, lower that salary cap and set from 74.5, you divvy it out a little bit over the back half, and you also got to remember, there's going to be a giant TV deal that goes down in the NFL in 2028. And quarterbacks at that time, they're going to be making $74.5 million. I guarantee it. I also talked to our Ravens host here at Chat Sports, and I said, what do you think it ends up costing? He told me 2 to 3 first-round picks. If it's 2 to 3 first-round picks right flipping now, not many teams have this money. Not many teams are going to have the ability to go out and trade for the Raiders. And again, if you make this deal, you're trading away the number 1 pick. You're trading back to get more draft capital. So we have the free agency money. We have the draft capital to be able to do it. And if you hire a brand new head coach, maybe he wants to make a splash. A splash sounds like Lamar Jackson or Fernando Mendoza. Seems like a great place to be if I'm a Raider fan. Let's go to the next reason here. Your resources are there. You have the resources to make the deal. You got 10 total draft picks, including, as I make this video, the number 1 overall pick. I'll admit, if you got pick number 2, I don't know how realistic it is to be able to get Jackson. But the Raiders have $105 million in salary cap, second most in the NFL. That number is going to go up this offseason. Also, 2027 salary cap, $173.8 million, top 3. The Raiders are the only team in the NFL top 3 salary cap the next 2 seasons. We have the resources if we wanted to take on Lamar. The final reason, and I think out of all the reasons, this might be the smallest, but it does matter. Maxx Crosby wants to win, and he wants to win right now. And I know that nobody is above the shield, but Mark Davis listens to Maxx. He's listened to Maxx before when it comes to hiring a guy like Antonio Pierce. And if this organization is actually worried, because the video that I put out last Friday, I was told by a really damn good source that, yeah, a Maxx Crosby trade could happen. And it could happen this offseason. And if Max wants to win right flipping now, go out and get Lamar Jackson. Max, I'll tell you this, you put Lamar on this team, you keep Max on that defensive side of the football, you're going to be able to cook it up a little bit. Lamar makes you that instant contender. So if it makes Maxx Crosby happy, and the other reason why I do say this matters, you got people like the Raiders putting out statements that Max, hey, man, we want you for the long term. They didn't do that with some other guys. There was Amy Trask the other day put out a statement that she doesn't think that the Raiders are going to end up moving on from Max. And I'm not saying that Amy doesn't have sources. She obviously has sources. But when certain people say certain things, it's because I wonder if they're being told to say those certain things. And Max is the little bit of a cherry on top. But I guarantee you this right now, if you looked at this brand new head coach, whoever the hell it is, and they go, hey, are you down with Lamar Jackson? They're going to say yes. If Maxx Crosby goes, hey, are you okay with Lamar Jackson being the next quarterback of the Raiders? Guaranteed he says yes. So when you add all of these reasons up, I think it equals that there is a chance that we get Lamar. I'm not saying it's the top priority. I'm not saying it's the number one thing that's going to happen. What I am saying, though, is if you're the Raiders and you're picking between Fernando Mendoza or Lamar Jackson and trading that number one pick and you're trading the back to get more assets, that's a really, really good situation to be in. And I know Lamar is old for some people out there. He's 28 years old. It's a lot of money, but you got the money to do it. With how the past few years have gone, being an instant contender, I pray that we have playoff struggles. I pray that we are a bad playoff team. Lamar Jackson not only makes you an instant playoff contender, he makes you a Super Bowl contender that any head coach on this planet would love the opportunity to go out and get. Trading for Lamar Jackson helps you get the best head coach possible. That's what the Las Vegas Raiders need, a quarterback and a head coach. That's a winning formula. Before I get out of here, though, today's show, if you don't already know, we're doing a lot of mixing and matching here, but we are talking about college football right now because I'm going to be live on Thursday. I'm coming in on my off day. Reed's coming in on his off day, and we want to be able to talk about Fernando Mendoza, and we're going to be live for this game. So, yeah, doesn't really have too much to deal with Lamar, but anytime I go live, I want y'all to be able to be here, pulling up, having a good time. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure those notifications are turned on. I'm going to be going live 30 minutes before kickoff to watch Mendoza.